And the microphone is on. I'm writing stuff down. Grandma B, thank you very kindly for that wonderful $2 super chat. I really do appreciate that. And that's a decent way to start the show. Thank you very kindly. And let's see, the other fellow that mentioned, he did a super chat and he was wondering what the Argentinian currency was there. It didn't work, Irish. You better check your connections there and make sure that you are actually on a VPN, not something else. And hopefully that is okay. You'll be able to figure that out. Anyway, welcome everyone. Glad to have you all on board. I'm your host, DrFox2000, and you're watching VolcanoX, a live stream. And of course, it is October 25th, getting right near the end of October here. Only 6 more days till Halloween. And then we'll carry on with the next thing that comes along, Christmas. Anyway, glad to have everyone on board here today, and it's a beautiful day here. Absolutely clear skies right now. Of course, the weather guessers said that it was supposed to snow today, and I guess these clear skies somehow are magically going to make snow. They have since recanted their statement, but it is still there. So I don't know what the heck. Apparently it's cloudy right now too, according to them. I wonder if they ever look at satellite weather maps or satellite photos. They'd be able to tell. Anyway, first person in today was Kevin Williams. So Kevin gets the cookies. Kevin Williams, congratulations for being number one. Big welcome to our moderators, Arizona Snowman, Piggy, and C&D Boy, possibly Gary, 24/7 Live AZ Skies, as well as Lucas Snow and Joseph Fields. So they may be around. And welcome to the moderators. I see C&D Boy is there with a thumbs up. Thank you. And let's see if we can carry on and say hello to everyone. Yeah, I was trying to think of, what is there for exciting new news? And there really isn't. Shannon, I did see your question there. You were asking what was the mass of Iceland before we had the Bob's eruption, before Bob sneezed, and what was the approximate mass of Iceland right now? As far as the mass, I have no idea. Are you referring to land area? It really hasn't increased if that was what you were asking. But if you're asking for a mass, actual weight and volume, I have no idea. That is well beyond my abilities, so I'm not going to go there. Welcome, Arizona Snowman. Glad to see you in here. Excellent. And anyway, we'll go say hi to everyone. And we'll start out with Sasha and John Raper, Grandma B, Hermione, and Fluffy with Crumbs, Dave Cruck hiding unnoticed in the Lurkers Lounge, Kate, and let's see, Sandra Rockland back as well. Did I say John Raper? Yeah, I think I did. And going up a little bit more, we got Sue Hayes in the house. Henry Nelson is here. Welcome back, Henry. Sandra Rockland, I think we got you, but you got scary things going on there. Going up a little bit more, looking for other good names here. DMC, the Dog House. Welcome, glad to have you on board. And going up a little bit more, looking for more good names here. Kate Crease back in as well. Welcome, Kate. Tom Truelove, good to see you. Welcome. And going up a little bit more here, looking for other wonderful names. And who else do we have? We got Shannon, of course. Welcome, Shannon. And who else we got? Going, scrolling some more, looking for wonderful people. And they're all wonderful. Irish Monk is in the house. Welcome, Irish Monk. And yeah, apparently he's no longer in Ireland, and I don't know if he's moving to new Irish monk land or not. Haven't seen you for a bit there, Irish. Don't know what your plans are or if they've changed, but that'll be interesting to find out. Let's see, who else we got? Scrolling up a little bit more, looking for others. We got Sasha there, Sandra Rockland we got, okay. Sue we got, and let's see, who else? King Colin Deadman, welcome, King, and glad to have you on board. Always nice to have royalty in here. Echo the bot, echo the bot, echo the bot, echo the bot. Welcome back, Echo, 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 Echo. Trek 15, hope you're resting in the Lurker's Lounge, and hopefully you'll feel better soon. You know, we all have those days once in a while where feeling sick, so not good. And hope you can relax a little bit, listen to the show, and just you know, be cool. Hopefully things will get better soon. Usually these things take a little bit of time to get through. And who else we got? Tom Turtleson. That's the one I wanted. Welcome. Glad to have you back on here, Tom. And Mary Jane also popped in, I see there, as well as Tom Dice. Phyllis Johnson, welcome, all of you guys. And let's see, I think we're good with names for right now. If I did happen to miss a name, I do apologize. I try to say hi to everyone, but you can always yell at me if I didn't get you. And we'll definitely shout you out just to make sure that you're noticed. Like Colin, who just came in here saying, hello, folks, and complaining about nobody recognized him. Of course he's right there. I'm kidding. Welcome, and all good. Okay, let's see. Yeah, I guess that's about good. Popping over, and we're going to stop our canned lava. That can is awful small, so we're going to freeze it. Frozen lava, how about that? That's always nice to have frozen lava. We'll also turn it off and maybe turn those banners off too. And had to reboot my computer today. Wow, Irish Monk. Thank you kindly for gifting the Irish Monk gifting 10 free memberships. And Grenzed got one right off the bat. Way to go, Grenzed. Gifted 10. There we go. And hopefully there's a few more people in here that get those. One of the things I've been noticing is sometimes, you know, they don't go, and I have to wonder what actually happens to the extra memberships when they aren't gifted out to someone. You know, do they give you a partial refund or partial credit or something? Because I haven't seen that before, and I know there's been a couple times where I've watched that you know, if you're doing 5 or 10 memberships, that only you know, say 5 or 6 are handed out, the other ones aren't, and I see that on my screen here. So return to sender, I guess, is what Sasha says. Yeah, it's one of those things. I really don't know what happens with them, so a little bit on the weirdish side. Let's see, I want to get myself on the right screen. Click on that one, there we go. Boost that quality up a little bit since the changed everything again on me. Anyway, that is what Iceland, Reykjavik is looking like right now at 6 minutes after 11 p.m. Let's back up about 6.5 hours or so. Take a look at the day, and of course, downtown area there, and pretty awesome looking shot. Not so much snow up on the hills, which is probably good, and looks pretty normal if you ask me. If we put that back on live, of course, that's what it looks like right now. Using the other one here. The other one's got commercials. How about we go to the next one? And that one, of course, is out at Katla. Doesn't that look nice? Anyway, let's see if we can find it in all the cloud and haze and fuzz and stuff. It's raining there, and nope, can't see it. It normally lives over there in the ice sheets or fields, and we aren't seeing a darn thing. Let's see if we go back all the way here, if it was before the rain. Yeah, even before the rain, you couldn't really see what was going on. The clouds are fairly low, and that is what we've got. So it is what it is, and that is what we're seeing. Hopefully, we'll see better weather for them in the future. And that was about 7 hours ago, and this is about 5.5 hours ago. So it got really gloomy there. Not nice, and hopefully the other one's done with the commercials. Yep, looks like it's done. So this is the other shot, and that doesn't look too bad, actually, and that is about 8 hours ago, and they had not a bad day in Reykjavik. So okay, there's the second one that was gifted out, Frajola, and I'm not sure, Delegator, Delegator. I hope I said that right. I'm not sure, but that's the second one that went out, and 8 more to go, Irish. And anyway, all awesome. Gonna put that back on live, and there we go. This is an artist forum known as Trojan Pony. Trojan Pony? Oh, wow. Well, that is awesome, Trojan Pony. And that is a really weird name. How'd I do with pronouncing it? Frajola Delegato. Delegato? What a warm welcome back. You are welcome. And that's awesome. Oh, that's your cat. Okay. Well, if your cat is on the keyboard, that is all right. That makes sense now. Okay. You pronounced the first part perfectly. Maybe I should shorten it. Yeah, that might be a good idea. It'd be easier. Anyway, that is what Reykjavik is looking like, and we've seen the conditions in Iceland. A couple other spots there, not that great right now, and it does look like it's raining there from what we're seeing when the light beam goes by. So, and that's from the airport, by the way, and that's pretty cool. All right, moving on, we're going to take a look at the harmonic tremor chart real quick. And again, as I mentioned, I am having to hunt for things because I had to reboot. I don't know what was going on with my computer or whether it was the internet. Others had complained about the internet being slow and weirdish, and of course, we kind of went, what do we do? And I tried rebooting. It did speed things up, and hopefully it will stay good for now. Anyway, looking at our harmonic tremor chart, we see a lot of small quakes in here, and that is very interesting. That is up to date, and these aren't spiking up as anywhere near as high as some of the other ones were. So small quakes, and hopefully they are in our area. We'll see what happens, and it is pretty much steady as she goes. No big upheavals or no big down curves. Just moving along, and keeping fingers crossed that our recent quakes have moved things enough, and we might be getting some lava sneaking into the lava chamber. That would really, really be awesome of either Siggy or Ragnar, and I'd be happy. Anyway, let's take a look down further. I'm going to have a look at the Grimsey one first, and then we'll take a look at what we're seeing in Grindavik. So this is the Grimsey chart. That one was on an upswing, but in order to get an eruption, we need all of them to be up on an upswing, not just two of them. That's not going to work. And that's what we're seeing there right now. So it's holding fairly steady. You never know, though. We could see something happen there, perhaps an underwater volcano, and that would be interesting anyway. We'd be able to use that new submarine that we've got. And yeah, let's take a look at the other one for Grindavik. And there's your chart for Grindavik. Pretty much the same thing as ours in Philadelphia, and that is steady as she goes. Maybe a little bit more intense, but really about the same when you're looking at the additional spikes in here and stuff. So some little bit of shaking going on and stuff like that, and all good. Anyway, I'm going to slide that back up to our Philadelphia, and we'll get that in there. There we go, and that is good. And we will go over and take a look at our earthquakes, and get on that map. There we go. Okay, couple things. We are not seeing as much here as we did previously. We are seeing a little bit more activity down here, a little bit of swarming activity, and that is similar to the other swarming that we were seeing in this area here, just to the northeast of Astja, and there's Astja here. Oh, actually, we do have a little bit here at Astja too, something happening. But GeoHub had a very interesting little thing on there saying that there was some uplift in this area, and also, and I'm probably going to butcher the name here, Herbabreed volcano, which is a flat top volcano. But he said the activity was just underneath it, and we are seeing most of the activity to the west and to the north of it. And there are quite a few quakes in that area, so if there is indeed uplift there, we might be able to see something happen in the future. So fingers crossed, and hoping for a volcano, but nothing that's going to bug or hurt anyone. Anyway, let's take a look at some of these other earthquakes that we do have, and just get a general feel. Notice we don't have as many up further north here anymore, and this is kind of weird, but that's what we're seeing. We'll start out with this magnitude 1.5, 9.2 kilometers down from 446 this morning. Another magnitude 1.5, same time, 446, 9.2 clicks down. That's almost like the same one. No, this one is 10.2 clicks down at 1:30 in the morning. And this next one here, 17 minutes after midnight, 0.88, 10.6 kilometers down for him. And let's just grab a few of these. This is very close to the surface, 0.85, 135 meters down, and that is 11 minutes after midnight. This 1.1, 5.4 kilometers down happened at 22:50 as far as the time is. That's today, of course. And 5:53 a.m., 1.6, 8.7 kilometers down for that guy. I'm just going to grab a few out of here. Here's a 1.3, 6.5 kilometers down from 1334. And this guy here, hang on, 508, 1.55 in magnitude, 9 kilometers down for that one. This one is a 1.5, 5.2 kilometers down from 1249. And I'm sure there's a few other good ones in there, but let's carry on with some of these other newer ones. 2242, 1.5, 6.7 kilometers down. Then we've got this one here, 1.2, 5.2 kilometers down from 1304. We've got this magnitude 1.2, 5.2 kilometers down again from 1258. This 1.3 was from 2210, and it was 6.1 kilometers down. Sliding down a little bit more, we see this guy 1.7, 2102, 4 kilometers down for him. 0.4, 5.4 kilometers down from 1356, from 5:12 a.m. 1.4, 3.5 kilometers down there. And sliding down a bit more, looking at these other ones, 1.16, magic number, 10.005 kilometers down, 9:28 a.m. Next one is 4:09 a.m., 1.2 in magnitude, 4.3 kilometers down. Then we've got a 1.5 again, 600 meters down for that guy, came in at 9:28. And then we've got the next one over here at 1727, 1.5, 8.9 kilometers down. And then we've got a 1.4, 12.1 kilometers down, and that was from 1621. Another 1.1 here, 4.9 kilometers down, 9:52 a.m. For him. And let's see what else we got. Let's check this. 1.4 out here by itself, 9:15 a.m., 5.2 clicks down. Little baby swarm, if you want to call it that, magnitude 1, 4.3 kilometers down from 2259. The other one is from also 2259, 4.5 kilometers down for that magnitude 1. This 0.9, 5.6 kilometers down from 2306. And this one here is another 1 and 6.3 kilometers down from 2259 for that guy. So that takes care of our northern end, really. We're not going to go through all these. They are varying depths, and it's interesting, but just a little bit too much to try to go through all of them. I want to get these ones here in Astja. There's some interesting stuff. A 0.5, 4.3 kilometers down from 8 a.m. for him. Then we've got a 1.16, 3.7 kilometers down from 7:58 a.m. 6:18 a.m. we had a 1.97, and that was 3.7 kilometers down. This 0 was 300 meters down from 1601, and 1.65. 4.1 kilometers down from 1245. Then we also have a 0.8, 3.5 kilometers down from 1506. This 0.7, 2.6 kilometers down from 1438. Makes you wonder what the heck is going on down there. 5.2 kilometers down for this 0.5 from 1659. I'm not going to worry about the zeros. 0.1, 4.8 kilometers down, 16 and 17, and that's what we've got there. Let's pick out some of the bigger ones in this area. I see a 2.06 here, and that is 5.1 kilometer down from 1315. Bigger ones. bigger ones. These are all very small for the most part when we're looking at them. I think that 2.17 is about the biggest I see in this area. 3.1 kilometers down for him at 3:15 this morning. And the other ones are all very, very small. 2.1 kilometers down for this 1.05 from 3:35 this morning. And let's see if we can find a couple more that are ones or higher. So many to look at. I don't know. Boy, oh boy. We got that here. How about this one? 1.88. Irish monk. Holy macaroni. I don't know how many that is, but that is an incredible amount. What does that work out to? Irish monk. Wow. 5,000. And that is ARS. ARS. I wonder what that is. That looks like a lot. Big number. Buy you mosquito cream. Argentinian stuff. Okay. I'm curious what that actually works out to. That is awesome. Thank you very kindly, Irish Monk, for that wonderful super chat. I've never seen that before. That is that blows me away. About $44 Canadian. Thanks, Trojan Pony. Tom Dice says it's about $1.50. Oh, 44 bucks. That makes more sense. So that is still awesome though, regardless. And it sure looks like a big number though. I like it. Now, if that was in dollars, it'd be really cool. Anyway, and Irish would probably have second thoughts about super chatting again. Thank you again, Irish Monk. I do appreciate that. That is very kind of you. And it is awesome to see that. It looks pretty cool, too, up on the board there. I've never seen a 5,000 up on the top. That is, that's super. A super chat. So, awesome. Making it fun for everyone. Yep. And that is excellent. And let's carry on here. 1.2, 4.1 kilometers, 16:31 for that guy, time-wise. And I'm trying to look and see if there's some shallower ones here. The shallow, the most shallow that we've seen is somewhere around 3 kilometers down. And for an eruption, that's not going to help it much. This one is down 3.8 kilometers. On Dr. Fox, I promised the monkus I would go anywhere, so she made me. Promised the monkus I would go anywhere. All right. Well, if she made you do that, that is all right. And thank you very kindly. And say hello to the monkus from all of us here, the entire Lava family. You can give her a kiss for each one of us. I don't know how many people is in here. 42. So yeah, give her 42 kisses. She'll be elated with that, and that'll be awesome. Anyway, 1:31 a.m. 1.12, 3.8 kilometers down there, and let's see what we got. That didn't sound right. This one here is a 1750 is the time on that. 1.4 and 5.2 kilometers down there. And let's just pick up a couple of these extra ones over here. 4.4 kilometers down for this 0.6, 6:41. Thanks, Tom, for the 5-minute warning. And this 0.9, 4 kilometers down from 16:44. And what else we got over here from 3:23 a.m. 0.9 This one is a little more shallow, 1.9 kilometers down. Let's check this guy, 2.8 for this 0.5 from 1122. 6 kilometers down for that 0.3 from 1746. This 0 was 2.3 kilometers down from 1431. The 0.2, 3 kilometers down from 2031. And this 0.2 is 800 meters down, and that was from 1734. So we do see some are a little bit more shallow, 800 meters for a couple of them there, and that is interesting, and really does make you wonder. Hey, Jay is here as well. Welcome, Jay. Long time no see. Welcome back, and glad to have you on board. Anyway, we're going to keep an eye on what is happening here at this Herbreed volcano, a flat top volcano near Astra. There's Astra, and that is what we see. So pretty cool, and sliding down a little bit. A little easier going. There's Grimsvotn, and not much activity around it. We've got a 0.95, 9.3 kilometers down from 6:57 this morning, and getting a little closer to some of the other action here. Which volcano is that? Hang on. I think that's Hekla. It is 0.9 out by Hekla, 6.7 kilometers down from 2006. Then we've got a couple small ones, 0.4, 3.7 kilometers down from 1426 there, a 0.5, 8 kilometers down from 1635. Getting up a little bit more here, we have this 0.2, 5.2 kilometers down. I missed a time on that, 1547. By the way, we've only had about 658 earthquakes there today. Let's take a look. I'm going to skip a whole bunch of them. I'm going to just get right into here and see. This is, of course, our Fragerelfjall area, and Ragnar sitting about here, and that is the Siggy Fisher. We have had a couple little guys here, 0.67, 4.4 kilometers down, 3:38 is the time on that guy. 4:23 we had a 0.19, and that's 3.9 kilometers down, and that is what we're seeing there. This ones over here by Krusevik are really not that big, 0.29, 7 kilometers down, 5:18 a.m. This guy here, 50 minutes after midnight, 0.4, 4.8 kilometers down for him. This 0.48, 5.8 kilometers down from 8:41. And sliding over some more, we don't see too much else that's really messing us up. I'm going to skip all these. These are okay, and I'm more curious about the larger ones over here. 2.56, and that was 9.8 kilometers down from 13:59 for that guy. This 1.45, 9.4 kilometers down, 14:33 on him, and 13:53, 1.4 and 6 kilometers down for that guy. Zooming in here real quick, we see a couple of twos in there, 2.28, 7.4 kilometers down, 5:59 a.m., 2.18, 7.4 kilometers down, 6:02 a.m., and what we got a 1.9, 1:53 a.m., and 6.9 kilometers down for that guy. Checking one more here, 1.3, 5.1 kilometers down, 7:18 a.m. So I'm going to leave it there and not worry about these earthquakes. In my opinion, most of these are tectonic rather than magmatic. This over here at that volcano may be magmatic, but we will have to wait and see what happens to it. Anyway, it is break time, you guys, so what I'm going to do is throw that canned lava back on, and there it is. and we'll let that run, and we'll even get some music on there in a second. I just want to put the date on there, that way nobody will ask. And I'll leave it there for right now. So for all the wonderful people in here, please, if you have not yet, hit that like button. Help us out. Of course, our target is to get to 100 or above 100, so the YouTube analytics take over. And yep, I see that Pepsi's all over the place. It is time. Please, if you haven't subscribed yet, do consider subscribing, and that would be really, really awesome. And on that friendly note, I'm your host, DrFox2000, here in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, and we'll be back in about 5 or 6 minutes. Don't go away, you guys. Thanks. And I am back. Pepper can hear me? All right, Tom. And that is awesome. Welcome back, everyone. I'm glad to have you all on board. And of course, I'm your host, DrFox2000. You're watching VolcanoX live stream. She can, now she can. Okay, excellent. Thank you for the welcome backs from Sue Hayes and Grandma B. And Lizoid says, I like that song. And welcome, Doctor, from Dave, who snuck into the lounge and got caught. Thanks, Dave. And thanks, Sasha. And glad to have you on board here. And let's see. Okay, let's carry on with stuff. Popping over since we were in Iceland, and I think what we need to do is stop our canned lava again. And like I said, that can is not that big, so we want to put on the brakes there and save some for later. There we go. And next place to go would be, let's go to Sicily. And we'll see what is happening on our wonderful, well, not Italian, I was going to say Sicilian volcano. And in Sicily, things are dark right now, so we'll take you back. I did not do a time lapse today. I still have yesterday's on there that I didn't show, so we'll just show you what it's like. This kind of looks pretty normal, I guess, for the most part, and nothing really super happening there. That is about 10 hours ago. If we move up to about 8 hours ago, that'd be around here, and you can see the sun is starting to set. And again, it's really not doing anything more than just producing some off-gassing, some smoke. Sicilian pizza. I'd like some of that, and that would be interesting. And actually, I like the New York stuff best. That is where those guys really loaded up those pizzas, and they were excellent. Anyway, that is kind of what we've got going on there in Sicily. Nothing really of major consequences. This is a little bit later here, 7 hours ago, 1843 their time, and things were starting to get dark. You can see a star or planet up there in the sky, and the off-gassing, of course, continued. A little bit on the fuzzy side because they, of course, have a problem keeping focus during certain times of the day, and sunset is one of them. And let's leave that be. We'll head out west into the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. And of course, there is Sao Jorge. Pictures lack a sense of odor. Sicily smells beautiful. Okay, well, Irish, I've been working on the computer odor thing to spill out the sensations of what it's like there. But as of late, it's really not working too well. I had to put that odor maker back in the closet there along with my weather machine. I'm still working on the cloning machine. It's just about ready again. We'll give it another shot there as well. So you wouldn't mind having 2 or 3 Dr. Foxes running around. So anyway, yeah, a little bit of fun. Okay, so for those people who aren't familiar with this scene, we'll show you a daytime shot. How about that one? There's the harbor during the day, as well as the little town right there across the strait. Of course, you see the island called Pico Island, and Pico Volcano, or also referred to as Mount Montana. And that is what we've got there. And of course, we are on the island of in English, Sail George, and that is what we're seeing there. The other picture, of course, that we showed was that little cove, and in that little cove, that's usually what we use to gauge or measure how rough the sea is there, and if we see a lot of white water breaking in that area, we'll know that it's not good weather for little boats. And let's change that a little bit here. Hang on, what happened here? I want to get to the other one. All right, where is it? There it is. Got it. It's coming, and there we go. You can see some white water tonight, and you can see it breaking around the bay edges here, and looks fairly rough. Not as bad as some nights, but definitely a lot of white water showing, and even over here every once in a while along the edge of that dock. So you know that there is some stuff going on there. Rough seas, don't go out there with your little tiny boat. You need a big one. Yep. Yeah, cloning the fox would be pretty awesome, eh? Anyway, here's our quakes for today, and these ones are right on St. George, and that is a 1.5, 8:28 a.m. for that guy. And the other one was also 1.5, and it was at 9:03. And I do believe there were a few others in the area though, so we're going to go to the other map. We're going to make that bigger, and we can zoom in a little bit, and you can see there's the 2 right there on St. George. And when we go over to Terceira, we see 3 quakes over there. 3 hours ago, 2.1, 4 hours ago, 2.3, and this one here, 4 hours ago, 2.2. Pardon me. As mentioned before, this volcano is a yellow, and it could erupt at any point in time. The fact that we are seeing more earthquake activity there now is interesting. Certainly 3 earthquakes is not going to make me think that it's going to erupt right away, but it definitely gives us a little bit more meaningful stuff there, since we haven't seen this before, at least not there for a while. Zooming back out, we do have one more quake, and that was way down here, way over past the islands on the East Azores ridge, or fault I should say, and that is a 2.5, 22 hours ago. And if we look at it, it says 5 kilometers in depth, and that happened at 1:44 GMT. So that gives you a pretty good idea of what's going on there. Sliding down a little bit, there's our list of the earthquakes that we've got, and that's kind of weird. These 3, so yeah, 3 over there on Terceira, and that is what we're seeing there. 1 kilometer down for the 2.1, and then 6 kilometers down for the 2.2, 8 for the 2.3, and interesting. And then of course that one way down on the bottom there was the 2.5, 5 kilometers down. The other 2 1.5s there were surface quakes. So that is what we've got going on. And we can leave it there and carry on to our next volcano. And of course, that is our good old Popocatépetl. And Popocatépetl, about 70 kilometers south of Mexico City. And that is as good as that gets as far as the quality. And there we go. We can see that it is ridden with clouds. And I did look back earlier to try to find, what it was looking like in the morning and stuff. And here's our golden times from 6:57 a.m. Really nothing special coming out of it at that point. I do believe somewhere around 9 a.m. they had a little little pop there. I think that might be right around here. No, 8:30. Yeah. Oh, now it went back. Oh, okay. It decided to give me a few more hours back, so we're going to take a look here. And this was 6:07 a.m. Look at the amount of stars you can see in there. That is just awesome. Anyway, you do see a little bit of a plume coming up there at 6:08 a.m. and a little bit of glow of the lava down underneath. So you know there's a fire down below, and that is what we were seeing there as it was pluming off. And yeah, every once in a while there it lights things up. So definitely something happening down in the bottom of the caldera, and very, very cool and awesome to be able to see that. Very, very nice. Okay, and yeah, I'm just advancing at 5 seconds at a time, and that's pretty much it there. And of course, that's when things started to get back into daylight. If we go back even further, I was trying to see if there was another eruption, but if it was very, very small. I'm not going to worry about it. We're going to move on and take a look at the other camera view real quick. If we go back about, what is it, 9 hours roughly, that's what it looked like from the other one. And again, they cut my quality, darn it. There we go. So a little bit of pluming. Doesn't look like there's a heck of a lot of wind going on since it's kind of just hanging there and being stagnant. And we'll probably notice that in the SO2 charts once we have a look at those. And next one, of course, is Fuego, and there's Fuego, and it is sunset time. Again, the quality way too low. There we go. That is a little bit better, and that is what we were seeing just moments ago. And if we go back a little bit further, I want to get back to where it was actually puffing. Ooh, that was a lightning in there. Anyway, moving ahead there, you can see a little bit of puff come out there, but nothing major. Didn't keep going like the other ones. I like the color of that sky in the background, and that is pretty awesome, you guys. So very nice looking, but if we go back, and I'm trying to find, there was a point here where we did have a little bit of stuff. I had a chat with a geologist today, staying in the same hotel, expert of Iceland. Oh, cool. And that is interesting. Irish, that did they tell you whether that that new one there, or the one by Astja, whether it's going to erupt or not? Anyway, this was a little while ago here. We'll try to advance that just a few seconds at a time, or 5 seconds at a time. You see it repeatedly puffing, and there is some really, really dark material coming out of there. Partially because of the way the sun is hitting it, but also it is in fact a very dark tephra and ash material, and that is well, the fact that it's floating upward like that, it's very, very fine. And there you can see it did it again here, kind of a double tree, if you want to call it that. And Sasha, Pepsi time, 5 minutes it says, Pepsi time in 5. And the 5 minute mark, got it, no worries. And we'll do that. And just moving it along here, looking. Don't see too much more there. I wanted to go back to the wee hours of the morning here, and kind of sort of see what it was looking like then. Let's see if we got on the right spot here. I see a contrail going across there from a jet of some sort. And let's see if we get to the right spot. We should be able to see it erupting a little bit, and that Too small. Looks like a little chicken coming out of there. Oh, wow. Irish Monk throws in another 1,500, whatever those are. And thank you for that wonderful super chat as well for the Pepsi. And that is awesome. And wow, Irish Monk, you are an awesome guy. Thank you very, very kindly for that wonderful support. Love seeing those big numbers up there. That is really cool. And wow. And yeah, that's it looks just absolutely wonderful, Irish. Wow. Okay. Anyway, let's finish the Fuego off. I did want to talk about the other guys real quick here. Momotombo, we can't see it anymore. It's kind of too dark already. And if we carry on, we know Messiah is not updated. And then we also can't see anything at San Cristobal. But we do have some activity down in Chile, and that is at Villarisa, or yeah, I hope I said it right, Villarisa, and that is the volcano in Chile. They are showing the thermals here of the summit, kind of interesting. It had some action happening. If we slide down a little bit, they show some more activity right there. And definitely October 23rd is the time on that, and that is what they were experiencing there. So pretty awesome to see, and thanks Sue for sending that one in, and makes you wonder what's going to happen down there. Villa Rica. Villa Rica? Villa Rica. Or Villa Rica. Villa Rica? I hope I got it right. One of the two, and that'll be pretty cool. Okay, so we'll leave that there, put it back on our wonderful Popocatépetl pedal, and it is getting near sunset. That is a live picture, of course, and Via, yes, Via, the double L is like a Y, Via. As far as I was told or taught, maybe Irish Monk knows if I said it right, Villa Rica, or is it Villa Rica? I think it's Villa Rica. Like a Spanish house, a villa. Oh, it's Villa Rica. Okay. But the double L in Spanish is always a Y sound. So maybe I'm just not Spanish. Okay. Oh, that's all right. Villa Rica, and there's not Villa Rica there, but that is, of course, that is Sakurajima, and then we have the ice cream boats who are in, or one ice cream boat in right now. So for those who need to run down and get an ice cream, you are more than welcome to do that. And on that friendly note, as I switch you back to the canned lava, that's how I heard it said. Okay, Spanish say via, because they have no teeth. Well, then I'll fit right along with that, Irish. Awesome, via. I can say that real easy. Okay, let's not pick on the good Spanish people. There's some very fine ones out there, and we appreciate them all. Okay, you guys, it's time for me to go take a break. When we get back from the break, we'll have some bacon seeds, and then we'll carry on with our show. So keep smiling, be good. I'm going to put you back on the canned lava turn that back on, and we'll get the via going, and I'll be back soon. Keep smiling, you guys. Play nice in the lava. Don't hurt anyone. And I'm your host, DrFox2000. Be back in about 5 minutes or so. Thanks. With bacon seeds. I'll be back. There we go. Microphone is back on. Welcome or welcome back, everyone. I'm glad to have you all on board. And Tom, the answer to your question is it says use before 2028 November. And then it's got some other notes here that says may expire upon next eruption. I'm not sure what that really means. Thank you for the welcome backs and welcome Scott Hartman and also Dave Kruk, thanks, and Sue and Sharon Stewart, I can hear you. Welcome, glad to have you on board. And what a cool cat fox. Thanks, Sasha. And anyway, bacon seeds, and that is our thing that we've got going on. Let's see if we can get up there and turn off the canned lava for right now. Gonna pause it, and there we go. Lizoid says $23 a week. I'm selling my house. Yeah, you know what, Lizoid, that is actually very, very cheap for living in a hotel, and especially with those extra freebies that you get there. And I just want to quickly tell the story of when I was in Belize. And of course, the hotel was a nice place, and I think it was only like $55 a night US while I was there, whatever. It wasn't much money in that sense, but it was a ground floor unit, and I had kitchenette, everything, but it had a small crack underneath the door. Now you had an internal door and a screen door on this place, and it's the screen door that had the crack in it on the bottom. And of course, I'd be watching these little ants come in, and they come in underneath the screen door, and they're heading right into the kitchen area, and they get about halfway across the floor, and then out from underneath the stove, this little gecko comes running out, grabs one, and takes off and goes back in underneath the stove. And every time one of these would come in, he would do that same thing. And I thought, well, that's pretty awesome. Free gecko entertainment along with everything else that you get there, and I thought that's pretty cool. So I asked the owner about the gecko, and he says, "Oh, well, it's better him eating the ants than them eating you." So anyway, I thought it was hilarious, and that little gecko, I made sure that I left him alone, and he was, gecko-tainment. It was good. I liked it. That was pretty awesome the way he ran out and grabbed them and then hit it right back in underneath there. That's the only time I seen him, is when an ant would come in. Otherwise, he would be out of sight. So, pretty cool. Anyway, this is our last bacon seed from yesterday. So let's carry on with the new ones. And here's one that's listening to you carefully. He's all ears, and he's saying, "Hey, I see you in there," and he's looking right into your eyes. If you look at him, he is indeed looking right at you, and that's pretty awesome. And next one is this little fella, and actually there's a couple of them in that little cage, but they are mini pigs, and very, very cute little guys, and I guess they like being petted. At least I hope they do, otherwise they'd be taking off fingers. So super, super small little guy. And then we've got this one, and that, actually a couple of them. And I don't know where the dirt ends and the dark furry skin begins there, but on that first one anyway, he definitely looks like he's been rooting in the dirt. And those are, of course, some good, healthy-looking little babies, I guess, little bacon seeds, and we always like them. And the next one is this guy, and he looks like he's having some fun. And I see one of the bunnies just came to eat. It looks like possibly LB or maybe Curly. Hard to tell from this distance. I didn't bother zooming in. Anyway, that is what we've got over at the other channel right now. But let's see. This guy looks pretty awesome. Looking at you on the couch. Definitely a little micro guy, and very, very awesome. We like those little ones that sit on the couch and stare at you. That is cute. And our last bacon seed for today is this wonderful little tiny guy, and he's got a little black snout bopper there, and he looks like he's saying, "Hey human, let me down, I want to cruise." And that is our wonderful last bacon seed for today, and really nice to see that. And yep, we do thank Piggy for these wonderful bacon seeds, although I did have to fix something up here today. Apparently the email from Piggy didn't work properly, and I had to dig out a couple of these myself. But hey, Piggy does a wonderful job. And speaking of Piggy, the last of the next ones that we're looking at, the carvings, her family did a family of carvings. So we'll show you that at the end. Anyway, this is our first, well, that's the last carving from yesterday. That looked pretty good. Makes you just want to get up on that rock and howl at the moon. Pretty awesome. And here we go. And I'm sure you guys all know who Pikachu is. And that is kind of an awesome, awesome Pikachu. Pikachu. And you don't have to hunt very far to find him. So amazing how well they do some of those things. So hopefully you enjoy that. I like the way they did the ears on Pikachu, and that looks really good. And this is our next one, and that is what we're seeing. I think somebody got scrunched, or is about to be scrunched, and that looks pretty cool there. And then we have this guy here, and I think looks like Hannibal the Cannibal pumpkin, and that is a really awesome looking little pumpkin there as well. And these the three that we just seen here, including this one, I had to dig those out. And of course here is Piggy's family shot here of the bacon seeds. As soon as that turns on, and there we go, a whole family, and her family did those. So that is very, very cool to see, and we like it. And yeah, that is pretty artistic. I like that upside down bat in there. That looks really, really awesome. And the one right beside it, to the left side there, with the really toothy smile, pretty awesome there. Oh, I have explained to Argentinians that Halloween is an Irish festival. Ah, that is a pretty cool, Irish monk. I didn't know it was an Irish festival. Oh boy. Anyway, that's lots of fun, you guys. And thank you, Piggy, for sending that in as well. That is awesome if you happen to be listening. And we'll carry on with our good stuff. And I'm hoping Piggy's getting some sleep. and she does have real trouble with getting the proper amounts of sleep and stuff, and I'm hoping that's what she's doing tonight. It'd be very early in the morning there already. Anyway, they're popping back over to Sakurajima just to see what it is doing. And for the most part, it was fairly quiet today. When we go back earlier in the morning, we did see a little bit more pluming just before 6 a.m. We see that it is definitely off-gassing quite a bit. And again, that is heading northward. So, interesting, but not really giving us too many headaches, if you will, and hopefully everything be all right for the other good folks that live there. And I didn't see any major glow or anything in the crater all night long, so not going to bother. This is still buffering, and this is the close-up view. It's had a problem, so we're not going to worry about it. And that one, of course, is ASO, ASOSAN. ASOSAN is green rated and not destined to erupt, but it continues to steam. It has a kind of a lake there in its caldera, and of course the water that is accumulated from all the rain and stuff is sitting in there and steaming off, because the floor, of course, is quite warm, and it allows it to do exactly that. So that is what we've got there, and unfortunately we still don't have any pictures of Suwanoshijima as of late, and no video from there. Hopefully they will get something going. Tom, Dice, and Pepper saying time for bed. Good night, all. Stay safe. Good night, Tom, and all the best to you. And be good and sleep well. Pleasant dreams. And let's carry on with our next one, and that should be Taal, and there it is, Taal volcano. And I gotta find myself on the right frame. There we go. And of course that is live, and that is what we're seeing in the Philippines right now. Of course there is a Taal volcano. We do see a little bit of steaming going on there. It too has that lake inside the caldera, and of course we're seeing a lot of cloudy, foggy, rainy weather there, and La Nina is I think responsible for some of that, allowing this to be a very, very rainforest-like tropical area right now, and that is kind of what we're seeing. And that's kind of it for that guy, and we'll move on back to North America here for a few minutes, and that will be our good old Yellowstone National Park. And there they are looking at a multitude of different geysers. There are over 500 active geysers there in Yellowstone National Park. Of course, Old Faithful is the one that is most well known, and then there are some of the other ones like Steamboat and stuff like that, and the Beehive. So you are more than welcome to pop over to this site at your leisure. And of course Arizona Snowman just typed in the shortcut for it and brought up the link. And of course Yellowstone on that site there, in addition to this video feed which is embedded, they also have maps of where the geysers are located, and all those other good things, a bunch of facts about what's going on there, the fact that Yellowstone isn't going to erupt anytime soon. And Sasha, I haven't seen any buffalo as of late. We do see some snow on the ground though, and snow up in the hills as well. So that is kind of interesting, and we know it was snowing there a couple of days ago, and definitely still sitting there. And I think they got some more snow overnight, if I was correct, because it looked like it was snowing. And that's kind of it for there. And let's pop over. We're going to go to Hawaii real quick. And because I had to reboot, of course, I didn't get my really nice pictures that I wanted. Buffaloes off to winter pastures. Yeah, they migrate southward and go down to Texas, and some of them even fly over to Cuba and relax on the beach for a while, Henry. Um, I have no idea where they go. Oh boy. All right. Let me see if I can find where am I going here. Yeah, there I am. Actually, before I go there, I just wanted to pop over here and look at the fire in the sky there at Popocatépetl, and that was kind of a neat shot. I just thought I'd throw that in. And anyway, I'm back to Hawaii, and let's see what we've got going on there. Lava rising. We hope the lava is rising. What we're seeing here, though, of course, is the lava pond that is inside Kilauea's crater, and of course, that is all this area here, all part of the floor of the caldera. This material here is somewhere between about 2 and 6 meters thick of cooled down lava, and it's actually literally floating on top of the actual magma slash lava that's in underneath it. So very, very cool to see. And of course, this is the pond basically that we see it in. It is fed from this end down here on the right hand side, and that is where the lava tube comes in and gives it all its wonderful lava. And you can see some of the lighter areas here. That, of course, is caused by the lava draining down and the gas bubbles coming back up as things are draining downward. And they pop up and break the surface crust that has developed, because that's not very thick yet. That's fairly fresh material. Anyway, we don't see too much. That's the picture from 1111. Let's refresh it. It'll be from 1421. There we go. And this actually looks like it's squared itself out even more here. I don't know if a piece fell off or something, but looks like we've got more material breaking off on the edges, and we'll probably see that fall in as well. And that'll be kind of cool, making our pond a little bit bigger, which is okay. And you can see the bubbles or the lighter material here caused by bubbling up, and some extra smoke in there. And again, still see those cracks all the way along here. And I figure a lot of this material is going to continue to break out, and eventually this will be fairly big as far as a lava pond. We'll see how it handles that in the future. We do see on this end here some more of the lighter material as well, letting you know that it is in fact draining as it is being filled up. Popping over to the other one, well, we've got a few views. Primary vent right in here. The little hornito that's feeding it is right there. There's your lava pond, and there's the tow area. Again, we make note of the gassing that's happening fairly high up on the side of the caldera wall right there, and also in the background over here. There's a lot of gas coming up, and steam, gas, whatever it is. It makes you wonder what's going on underneath. There's something obviously being heated, and fresh lava probably touching some of that material. And again, this is refreshed, so that's current time, 1420, and again the primary vent there. Right in here. This whole thing is the primary vent. It's not just where the smoke is. From about here over, that whole chunk And again, we still see the smoke and there, lava pond, tow area, and of course the small hornito. And this guy keeps smoking over here. I don't know, bad guy. Going to this side of the caldera, looking over in this direction is this picture, and that is what we see there. There's Pig Island right there, and of course the tow area and the lava pond, primary vent, and somewhere in there, hard to see, is the little hornito. And if you're looking very carefully, you can see a little bit of an opening there right where that lava is coming in, but unfortunately it's just not a very good shot, so hard to see. I've got a magpie yelling at me outside. My window's pretty much closed, so it won't bug me too much. And there we go. Looking at the current picture, again, you see the lava pond, Pig Island, and there's that extra smoker primary vent right there. Quick peek at the thermal, and there we go. That's the one, and this is the current thermal, only one there, and that is what we're seeing. Primary vent there, little hornito right there, lava tubes underneath, hiding in there somewhere. And yeah, we definitely notice that has changed. It's not so bowed anymore, and that is pretty neat. I'm hearing funny noises up on the roof. The magpies, maybe? I don't know. They're trying to tell me something. Huh. Anyway, we'll leave that one there, and that is the thermal for right now. We want to go over and have a quick peek over at, this is of course a Mauna Loa up on the top of the caldera up on top of Mauna Loa, and that is quite a large area. And like I said before, I wouldn't want to see this thing erupt all at once. That would be a really big show. So definitely a huge caldera from what we see there. And looking at the time, I'm not sure what time it is. Somebody say something, and then I'll be able to keep on track on the clock on the chat here. Actually, I'll bring up the weather. That'll work. And it is time for me to take a break, so that's what I wanted to see. And let's put you back on the canned lava for right now. And I am going to take a 5-minute break or thereabouts, and then we will be back after that, 7:32. Yep, I see it now, and I have my timestamp turned on so I can see it in the chat, but when people stop chatting at 6:25, then all of a sudden I don't have anything there. And oh, I see a Nightbot is still broken, and invalid location. I guess Edmonton isn't locatable anymore. That's okay. Nightbot is broken, and I think that's something to do with what was going on earlier. I don't know why, but I did have to reboot and do my thing. So anyway, you guys, I am going to go take that Pepsi break. Somebody saying it's buffering. Well, I'm still sending out proper amounts of bits. It shouldn't be buffering. Hopefully it'll be okay. And we'll get the music going, and I'm going to go take a break. And don't go away, you guys. I'm your host, DrFox2000. I'll be back in about 5 minutes. Don't forget to hit the like button if you haven't done that already, and subscribe too. Thanks. I'll be back. microphone is back on. Welcome or welcome back, everyone. Glad to have you on board. I'm your host, DrFox2000, and you're watching VolcanoX, a live stream. And thank you for the welcome backs from Sasha and Sue Hayes, and I'm sure there's going to be more there. I hear you from Sharon Stewart. Thank you. That is awesome. And welcome, Cananascus country, and thanks for the welcome back. And I was just checking to see how many people we actually have in the stream. So see 35 still in here. That's excellent. Okay, really cool. And let's park our canned lava again, and we will I hit the pause button on that. Oh, got it right up there while I was mid-flow, kind of flying up in the air. Pretty awesome, and love having that power. And let's go over and have a look at our earthquakes, and that is where we are off to next. So Hawaii. I like Hawaii. It's got palm trees. Palm trees and volcanoes, just what the doctor ordered, right? And that is pretty cool. Zooming into the Hawaiian Islands, there we go. Shaken time. Yep, you got it. We don't see anything on any of the other Hawaiian Islands, just the big island of Hawaii. And we will take a look and see what we have. Really not that much happening up on Mauna Loa. A little bit over here, kind of odd. Let's just check him out. 2.3, and that is 1.3 kilometers below sea level from 2:13 a.m. for that guy, just so we get him out of the way. This one is not quite on Louis Hisi Mound. That is out about here, so out in the middle of nowhere. 2.7, 35 kilometers down, happened at 14:49 for that guy. And let's see what we've got happening in the Pahala area. Most of these are somewhere between 26 and 37 kilometers down, so I won't mention depths unless they're something odd. But we'll take a look at this, like this 11.7 kilometers down for this guy. 1.7 was actually from yesterday at 2044. And looking at the next one here, another 1.7 at 5:26 a.m. For that guy. 2.0 yesterday's as well at 22:19. This guy also yesterday's from 18:58, and that's a 2.0. Then we've got this guy from 12:14, and that was a 1.9. Right downtown Pahala, we have a 2.2, and that happened at 1:33 in the morning. Then this guy here, 1.7 from 22:33 yesterday, a little bit deeper, 38 kilometers down for him. Checking these other ones here, 2.1, and that is from 7 a.m., and that's a normal depth. And we have a 2.3 from 1:31 a.m., same kind of thing. And then we have another 2.1 from 1:53 a.m., and same kind of depth. Sliding up here to Mauna Loa real quick, up on the side of the hill, we have a 2.5, 7.1 kilometers below sea level, was from yesterday at 1913. And then we will look at this other one here, 2.2 from today at 1:56 a.m., and that is 300 meters above sea level. And of course, this mountain is quite a ways above sea level. The top is anyway, and that's kind of what we've seen there. So nothing new over in the Kilauea crater, and no new quakes that we could see. And hopefully that'll all be okay there. And we already checked this guy out, and kind of in the middle of nowhere, and it makes you wonder what the heck is going on. And let's pop over, well, let's zoom out first. We'll take a look around the world, see what we've got. First ones that always come to mind are the red ones, because we like to eat the red ones first. like the Smarties commercial. Or hang on, that's last. Never mind. Sorry. 4.9 there, Kamchatka Peninsula area, out just beside it, from 1802 their time, 10 kilometers down for him. And there's another red one down here, 4.6 in Indonesia, and 212 kilometers down from 1754 at their time. And makes you wonder, and I want to just zoom in here. This is in New Mexico, 3.0 from 5 a.m., 5 kilometers down, and that one actually is in New Mexico. The other ones over here are actually Texas, so wanted to kind of make sure we understand that. This one is 2.3 in Texas from yesterday at 22:46. The other one here, 2.6, also yesterday at 20:02. And that's actually 7.6 clicks down. How deep was this one? 10 kilometers. And this one, of course, being a little further over. And, well, we know what it is. It's the aliens that are hiding down there in their secret base, of course. And that's area 96, not 51. Okay, never mind. A bad joke. All right, zooming back out. Sliding down a little bit. We don't see anything new or fresh in South America till we get down to the wonderful Sandwich Islands, South Sandwich Islands, and 4.9 right there from yesterday at 1903, 77.3 kilometers down. Looking at New Zealand, it's not bad. Kermadec Ridge, not bad, and nothing till you get out here. Tonga 5.1 from 1439, 19.9 kilometers down for that guy. This guy is a 4.6, also in that same area, 5:32 a.m. And this one is 249 kilometers down. These other ones will be called in Fiji, and 4.5, and 1459 for that guy. And that is 590 kilometers down, awful deep. 4.8, and that one is even deeper at 628 kilometers down from 6:12 a.m. And we already got this guy. Let's have a look at the other ones here. 5.1 from 7:20 a.m., 81 kilometers down for him. And here we go again there's a Taal volcano, and we've had this area before, had many quakes. This is a brand new quake, and well, brand new, 8:59 a.m. for them, and that happened 27.3 kilometers down for that 6.4, and looks like a couple of aftershocks here from 4.8 from 1539, 35.6 kilometers down for that one. 4.6 from 1504, 48.8 kilometers down for him. And we remember we had lots and lots of quakes in that little area before. Sliding up a little bit more, this one here in the Japanese islands, 4.9, and that is from 1649, 32.3 kilometers down. And with the exception of this one, you know, they say that that's Kamchatka, but actually that's still part of the Aleutian Island chain. So I don't know. You be the judge. That's the Aleutian Islands right in here. So, you know, they may just have called it Kamchatka because that's closer. Sliding over a little bit more, we don't see anything too major in some of these places, but let's look at this one. China 4.5, 1508 was the time on that, 10 kilometers down. And right here, that'd be either in Pakistan or India. Yeah, 4.4 from 1054, and that is 10 kilometers down. We don't see anything on this map in Europe. We do have this one here. That's actually two of them under there, and that is 4.6. We may get a new island there yet, keeping fingers crossed. We'll have some real estate to sell, and that is from 1:02 a.m. and that was 10 kilometers down, and of course that is on the Rikens Ridge just before the big turn here, so pretty cool. And this one here is what is it, 4.5, so a little bit smaller than the other one. 54 minutes after midnight, and that of course is 10 kilometers down as well. In other words, they don't know the depth, and that's okay. Looking at the west coast here of the US, we did have that larger one in here. Dinkle Storm Chaser for rabbits and Pepsi. Wow, thank you very kindly, Dinkle's Barbara, and Dinkle Storm. I'm writing that down. That's a long name to write down. Chaser. I'm just going to put Barb. That's easier. Okay, thank you very kindly for that €2 super chat. That is awesome. Do appreciate that. Thank you, Barb. And welcome on board. That's always nice. Anyway, that 5.1 from 1242, 8.4 kilometers down, and that was in California. And that's a little bit bigger than we normally see, and 5.1 must have had a little bit of tension there that it needed to release, but it's always better that we see those sizes and smaller than those bigger ones. And of course that one will have relieved a lot of pressure now, and they should be good for a while. We'll see what happens. Moving on and over, we're going to take a look at the Canary Islands, and just waiting for that screen to refresh. There we go. Zoom out a little bit first and take a look up top. I don't see anything really fantastic up there. An older one from the 23rd, which is a 2.4. Nothing really to worry about there. And this one is a couple days old as well, 4.0, so I'm not going to bother with those. Let's zoom into La Palma and see what we have for quakes. And I don't believe there is anything imminent that is going to make me think La Palma is going to blow up. We do have a few quakes, so let's start out with this guy here. That is a 1.4, 9 kilometers down from 3:07 in the morning there for them. 1.7 from 4:06, 12 kilometers down for that guy. 1.2 from 4:07, and that is 13 kilometers down. But as you can see, that's on the other side of the ridge. And then we have this guy here, and that is just about underneath our Cumbre Vieja volcano, and that is a 2.05 kilometers down from 809. And then of course the latest one is the one with the star on it, 1.6 surface quake from 1032. So that takes care of those guys. Let's move on to our volcano map. Have a quick peek at that and see what we've got going on. And let's see if it'll work. Click, there we go. Make that bigger, slide it over, and there we go. Still seeing our 2 in Iceland and 2 in the Azores, and the South Sandwich Islands still got microvolcano happening there. Looking at Argentina, or sorry, this is the location of that one that we were talking about earlier, Villa Rica, and they spell it slightly different here, but is Villa Rica or Villa Rica? I'm not 100% sure. But something like that, and that is where that is located in the Chilean row of volcanoes. And it is an orange, so it is going to be putting out something. We'll see what happens in the future. And other stuff on the Ring of Fire, pretty normal. Nothing new in the Aleutians, and again, nothing new in the Kamchatka area. I don't see anything new here in New Zealand either. And we still have Taupo as well as White Isle Volcano, and then of course Home Reef and Tofua, both yellows there. So that is pretty awesome. And need to zoom out a little bit and click on the other button. This is just so you can see where all the volcanoes are, all the inactive ones, and every last one of those triangles is an actual volcano. And I don't know how many there are on the planet. I think 1,500 and some that are at that point right now. So does it say? No, it doesn't say on that page how many there are. But that is just so you can see what it looks like. So the other ones, of course, are active or in a state of unrest as far as the yellow, orange, and red, depending on how you interpret those. And let's see. Hey, Thor, welcome. I'm glad to have you on board. I'm always there. Thanks, Barbara. That is awesome. And where do I want to go now? Let's take a quick peek at our SO2 chart. We'll get that out of the way before we get too busy here. And I'm going to refresh that guy real quick just so we have it. And yeah, what happened to the snowflakes, you guys? You had snow here before, and now you took it off. Must be the clear skies that confused them, huh? Darn weather guessers. Anyway, looking at our SO2, North America not really looking too bad, seeing what's coming off the Kamchatka Peninsula, pretty normal for what is there. Sliding down and zooming in a little bit into the Mexican area, we see they still have that circulation that is coming out and then pushing back over into the Gulf of Mexico. And very interesting to see that, but for the most part, it is a little bit on the stagnant side because the winds here are really not moving that quickly, and that is kind of what we see. Some of that is still moving into the Pacific, though, and stagnant air again down here in Colombia, as well as Ecuador and Peru, and northern end of Peru anyway. So that is what we're seeing there. And sliding down, and of course our volcano would be around here somewhere, the one that we were just looking at, that Villa Rica. Anyway, that is part and parcel to this plume, and that is going into the Atlantic. And sliding over to New Zealand real quick. We see South Island absolutely clean. North Island has White Isle Volcano up on the top there doing some stuff. We see a little bit from the refineries near Melbourne, coking plants near Sydney, and sliding up here and getting into Tonga. We see that Tofua is still off-gassing fairly heavily. And Yasur and his two friends up here in Vanuatu are still working away, as well as the guys that are here in our Papua New Guinea region are still pretty normal. Luolatok, and there would be Semeru, Merapi, and Krakatau. Krakatau and Jakarta are taking it easy, but we do see Semeru is actually a fairly heavy, Merapi kind of in between. And over here would be from Ibu and Dukono, and that is what we see coming off of there. And it's getting right into a circulation here, so it's probably raining there, cleaning the air. And looking at what we see here in the Philippines, this area, of course, would be Bulusan and Mayon continuing to do what they do best. And then, of course, you have something coming out of Taal That's it. To all. I'm surprised we're not seeing anything coming off of our Manila right now. So Taal is doing a lot of that right now. And not sure what that's from. Probably people pollution, standard stuff in Taiwan and China. Lots of people pollution there. Suwanosi Jima down here, giving off a little bit of a plume. And Sakura Jima is probably responsible for a lot of that right there. Zooming back out and sliding up, we do see here it would be a Chikarachi, Ibu, Chikarachi and Ibiko, that's it, and Alade for right there. And then there was another, there was an earthquake north of Manila today. We covered those, Sue. We got those. That was a fairly big one, and it had 2 aftershocks as well. Maybe you missed that when we were looking at them. Anyway, Kamchatka Peninsula right there doing its thing. And let's slide over real quick. India, pretty normal. Same thing goes for South Africa. And also here in the DR Congo area, Urta Ale would be this little spot. But looks like most of that is migrating north and then west, or hang on, east. West is this way, east is over here. So we're seeing that SO2 heading back over onto those areas. Anyway, these ones where we have refineries, that's where you're seeing that. Kuwait, Jeddah, and of course there in Iraq. And looking here, this plume coming around, that is from our wonderful Mount Etna, and that is what we see there. Stromboli has gotten fairly quiet, and not too much coming off of Volcano either. And that will be it for right now for our SO2. We will get over to our wonderful weather map here, and we'll get it refreshed. But I do need to go take that break. I feel my voice box starting to heat up, and we want to make sure we do our thing. And I clicked over here for a reason, and we'll see if we can get to it. Just want to point those quakes out there that we seen in the Philippines. And there, these ones, Sue, that's what we've seen. And this is a 6.4, and that was 27.3 kilometers down, and from 8:59 a.m. So I didn't look at the tsunami warnings, but it says no tsunami, so not to worry. But that is where it was, right in there. And of course, Taal is down here, so that gives you a pretty good idea. Taal there, earthquakes up there. And on that note, yeah, Fox needs Pepsi, you bet. For all those good people here, we're still looking to try to get over that 100 mark. Help us out. If you have not yet hit that like button, give it a quick bop. And also, if you're sitting on the sidelines and you're new and you wanted to get in and chat a little bit with the good people here, they are very, very kind people. Silversmith just popped in. Welcome, Silversmith. And I am going to go take that break, though. I need to do that, and then we'll come back and do the weather. And I'll look around and see if there's anything else happening in the meantime. So be good, be kind, play nice in the lava. And I'll be back in a little bit. Oh, look at that lava just sitting there, frozen, I tell you. And let's get that going. Okay, unfrozen lava. And Thor gifted 1 membership. And thanks, Thor. That's very kind of you. And gifted 1. And we'll see who gets that. And hopefully some lucky person will. There's still a bunch outstanding from Irish monks, 10 that he purchased earlier. So we'll see if somebody gets that one. Anyway, I'm your host, DrFox2000, here in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. I'll be back in about 5 minutes or so. Be cool, be kind, and don't go away. And I'll be back. we go. Welcome back, everyone. I'm glad to have you on board. And I'm your host, DrFox2000. You're watching VolcanoX live stream. And thank you for the welcome back from Thor and Sue and Kananaskis country with an extra S in there. Okay, no worries. All good. Hey, Kevin Haynes also here, and the lava looks like a tomato soup. Yep, you gotta wait till it cools off though, Barbara. Otherwise, it's gonna be a little hot on the tongue. And Robert and Chandel also here. Thank you and welcome. And I hear you from Sharon Stewart. Awesome. Thanks, Sharon. And let's see. I did see. Thanks, Kevin Haynes. I see a couple people got the memberships there, so that is pretty awesome. So the one from Thor went to Andy Ace, and the other one of the ones from Irish Monk went to Tom Turtleson, I think, if I have it correct. And I'm not going to use those numbers that the Nightbot spit out for the lottery. They got 51 in there twice. That's not going to work. And the lottery machine won't accept that, unfortunately. All right, let's get on our other stuff. And that, of course, is our weather. Going to turn off our canned lava here, or at least park it for now. And I hit the wrong button, darn it. But it is stopped. I got it, and that is cool. And let's go over to the weather map, and I did refresh that, so we'll be able to see what is going on there. And of course, let's start out with the Great White North. Anyway, we see very cold temperatures here in Greenland, and of course the northern portions of Canada, and depending on where you're going. But not too bad yet up in the Northwest Territories. We do see, though, the temperatures are dropping, and that is happening fairly quickly. So Alaska, as well as Yukon, Northwest Territories, and Nunavut are definitely in the below freezing temperatures. And the same goes for the northern prairie provinces, as well as British Columbia. And they actually have a little bit of warmth in here. Same thing that is happening here in Alberta, and that warm streak kind of drove all the way up, possibly, well, Yellowknife is up just a little bit further, but up to Great Slave Lake up there, and that's not so bad. Looking over to the east a little bit more, Manitoba quite cold, northern Ontario just about at the freezing mark for the most part. We see this nasty low still sitting over Hudson's Bay and doing its thing, but down on the bottom end of Toronto or Ontario here, we're seeing double digits, mid-teens. Not bad. Toronto coming in at 16 degrees today, 18 in Montreal, so quite nice there right now, which is nice for them. Looking at Newfoundland Labrador area, they got kind of a mixed bag of weather. And then sneaking in a little bit more here, we see New Brunswick. Some places 18 is about the high end, and about 13 on the low end. So really good there. Sue Hayes definitely got a nice day there, as well as temperature wise. 16C in Cole Harbor, okay, and no worries. And we see that that whole area is keeping fairly warm, with this low and this high kind of doing their thing, pushing that warmer air in. Newfoundland a little bit cooler, but still reasonably nice for this time of year. Sliding over to the United States a little bit, and we see that cold is still dipped down in here in a couple of spots, and hopefully that'll move up just a little bit. But we are seeing very cold in Montana and Idaho and Wyoming, definitely down there where our Yellowstone is, anywhere from about I guess about -4 to about -12, -3 to -12. There we go. And that is in Wyoming, sliding down a little bit. We don't see too much here. Yeah. Oregon, not bad. Looking at California, a lot cooler than what it's been. We don't think Death Valley is going to be anything major. I think you almost need a jacket in Death Valley to keep warm right now. Mexicali is still coming in at about 22 degrees. Phoenix showing about 20 degrees Celsius. Very cold for them right now. And northern, I guess, northern third of Arizona, a little bit on the cooler side as well. And that goes all the way into New Mexico. And we see some edges of New Mexico, not too bad. Going into Texas, again, they cool back down quite a bit, so I'm not seeing any high 20s or 30s or anything like that there. Same thing with Oklahoma, then going up a little bit further, Wichita, Kansas. Is that in Kansas? Yeah, 12 degrees anyway there, so not too bad. And sliding over, getting through Mississippi and Louisiana, that kind of stuff. Yeah, I don't know, not that bad there, but not very warm. And looking, the warmest state I think today is actually Alabama for the most part. We do see some temperatures here in western part of Georgia. And looking down on the bottom, it really isn't much warmer down in the bottom end of Florida either. Getting up in South Carolina, mid to high teens, and Grandma Beach temperature about 14, 15 degrees Celsius right now. That'll bring it to about 60 degrees Fahrenheit or thereabouts. Virginia Beach 16, and going up Baltimore 15, Philadelphia showing at 18. Wow, that is actually better. And New York coming in at 18 as well. So it's amazing. Colder down south. And welcome to Big Toe. Just catching the end of the show here, Big Toe. Boston coming in at 15 and 16 in Halifax. So variable temperatures for the most part. Looking at Mexico, not quite as hot either. And looking at Cancun, 27 degrees today. Recovered a little bit from yesterday. Still some interesting storms happening there, though. And we'll see that shortly. And another low sitting out here that may turn into some kind of a storm as well. Looking at our Amazon rainforest areas, higher elevations, definitely a lot colder, but looking anywhere from about 23 to about 27 degrees, depending on where you are. Don't get any real heat until you get into Paraguay down here and the northern end of Argentina, where we're seeing 30, 31, 32 in a couple of spots, so not bad. And of course, down, they are really getting socked in there. Rio de Janeiro, not as warm as it used to be. Same thing with Sao Paulo, and sliding back down. Looking at Uruguay, 18, 19 degrees, not bad. Buenos Aires coming in at 20 today, so really, really nice there. And again, higher elevations, of course, a lot colder, and that is what we've got. So I don't know what Irish monk, are you in the northern part of Argentina or in the south? If you're in the north, you'd be cooking, I think, for the most part. Anyway, sliding down, we see not bad temperatures down here in the bottom end of Chile, so it is finally warming up for them. And sliding out to New Zealand real quick. And looking at the eastern coastline, very warm in comparison to the western side. And we do see the double highs here, and that is Primo di Mayo, 20 to 1 degrees Celsius west of that. Okay, cool. And that is pretty awesome, Irish monk. Anyway, looking at what we see in New Zealand, western side here, a little bit cooler than the east, and the east in the high teens for the most part. And of course, getting all the way up to about 19 up here in the peninsula area, but not bad for temperatures there. Could be a little bit warmer. We do see a low sitting right there over top of Tasmania. That is pulling in some colder air from down south. Hobart coming in at 13 today, and that is probably the higher temperatures. There's 15 up on the northern coast, though. Not bad for them. Melbourne coming in at 16, 17 degrees today, so Leo would have a nice day there. And then we've got 14 degrees in Adelaide, sliding over and looking at Sydney at 25. A quick peek over at Perth, coming in at 16 as well. We see a lot of heat starting to build back up in the northern areas, and that is pretty good. 28 degrees there in Brisbane, home of Oz, and she's probably enjoying that wonderful temperature. And looking at what we've got here, we got a low sitting just to the northwest of Fiji, and they of course are around 24 degrees Celsius. Looking at what we see in here, Philippine, Malaysian, and Indonesian areas, not bad. They've got a high sitting right there, but Bangkok coming in at a whopping 28 degrees Celsius. And here we see this storm brewing off of the coast of the Philippines in the Philippine Sea. And hopefully it's not going to be anything too major for them. But we know that they've got some new earthquakes up here, and that temperature 27, 28 in that area. Manila coming in at about 28 right now as well. Sliding up a little bit more. We don't see too much out here. Another low off the coast of Japan. Bottom end, high teens, and then once you get about the middle here, it starts to drop very quickly, and we see some single digits for the most part, and all of that. Sliding up a little bit more, we see minus temperatures in Kamchatka Peninsula, very cold. Another high sitting here, and that is trying to bring some of that cold air back down, or pushing it over top anyway of the Kamchatka Peninsula. Looking at what we've got here, India got a high sitting on top of it. That's probably good for it. That storm that was here probably fizzled out. We do see a couple more systems though building up, and that could likely create some more problems for them. South Africa, a little bit on the colder side, 16 in Cape Town again, pretty normal that way though. And we are seeing Madagascar again, a very normal temps, coastline, very warm, and of course higher elevations, a little cooler. Looking at most of Africa, and again this area be your rainforest area, and they are holding at 23, anywhere from 22 to about 24, depending on where you're going. Going a little further north there, you see some of the warmer areas. Part of the desert up here, Sahara Desert, actually fairly cool for the most part, looking at 14, 15 degrees in some places. Cairo coming in at 18 today. Looking at Saudi Arabia and Yemen, Oman, and UAE UAE looks like the hot spot there at 25, 26, and that is kind of what we were seeing. Not seeing too much heat there. Along the coastline of Iran, not bad, but higher elevations definitely a lot cooler. And we are seeing 21, 22 there in Iran, oh sorry, Iraq, I mean. Cold in Turkey. So if you want cold turkey, there you go, cold turkey. And looking at what we've got, about 19, 20 degrees where a piggy lives on the island of Kos, and that is what we've got going on there. Looking at Crete, not bad. Again, coastal areas a lot warmer. Same thing goes for Sicily. Coastal areas a lot warmer. Looks like Etna area might be a little bit more comfortable right now, looking at 23, 24 degrees. It is nighttime there though, so that is to be expected. This is nighttime temperatures for them. And Italy, a boot of Italy, looking warmer than the rest of Italy, getting all the way up to Milano, up here 17 degrees Celsius. New Irish Monkland, and showing at about 22 on the coast, 21, 23 in some spots, but higher elevations again, a little bit cooler. So that is, of course, Sardinia, and New Irish Monkland. Looking at what we are seeing here in our wonderful Portugal and Spain, pretty nice for nighttime temperatures, and not doing too bad. I'm going to just slip down here to the Canary Islands, looking at 18 and 19, yeah, depending on where you are on the island. The looks like the eastern side's a little warmer on La Palma. Tenerife getting up to 23 there. A little cooler in the other spots, and looking at a very, very moderate temperatures as far as everything is concerned for those guys. So it definitely is the European Hawaii, if you want to call it that. And looking at France, they were lucky today with some very nice temperatures in there. A bit cooler in Germany, 9 degrees, 8 degrees in Berlin. München or Munich, and that is of course coming in at 10. Köln or Cologne, 12 degrees right now, and of course Hamburg, and of course I came from up here, that area, but 9, 10 degrees in that general area. Looking at Belgium, and 13, 14 degrees, a little cooler in Luxembourg, but I'm sure that weather control device that OFU Lux has in his flying saucer will take care of that, and keep a warm bubble around him anyway. Anyway, we do see about 11 dropping down to 9 up in the northern ends of Holland, and of course here you see the Gulf Stream pushing all that warm air into the bottom end of England, and also Wales, and gets up to about Leeds, and then it starts to cool off, and once you get up into Scotland, definitely a lot colder. Old Irish Monkland right here is not bad, but it has 13, 14 degrees Celsius thereabouts, but this low out here, we know with everything that happens, bring warm air into a cold air zone, and we're going to get a bunch of rain. Looking real quick at the bottom end of Sweden, and we do still see some warmth there, and we'll see if there's rain there as well. Denmark coming in 10, 11 degrees. Stockholm coming in about 10. Oslo a little bit cooler at 3. And Leningrad, St. Petersburg, 4 degrees. And Riga maybe about 10. What is Moscow? Moscow, 0 degrees in Moscow, so that's okay. And a quick peek at Iceland, and we'll see what it looks like there. A little bit warmer today. Looks like about 7 or 8, and yep, 7 in Reykjavik. And on the peninsula, looking at warmer temperatures with about 7 degrees, 6 degrees, depending on where you are. So that's a lot better for them than what they've had in the last couple of days. Not bad. And let's zoom out a little bit, and we'll pop it over to precipitation and have a look there. And we'll try to make this very quick. Horrible looking snow stuff up in the northern portions of Alberta, going into the Yukon as well as Northwest Territories. We do see some snow up in none of it, and I want none of it. Over here in Manitoba and Northern Ontario, that low is still sitting there. In Hudson's Bay is continuing to do its thing, and seeing what we've got right there in northern British Columbia. They are definitely getting some snow there, and it looks like the southern portion here definitely getting a storm on the Vancouver Island, Vancouver area. Seattle looks like it's affected down all the way down to Portland, and that is where that air is coming in. And here's that nasty stuff. Chicago, Tom Dice, hopefully he'll sleep well. Gonna have some thunder boomers during the night maybe, and looks like Indianapolis is getting rained on as well. And that we see right there looks not bad though in Florida, with the exception of the tip of the panhandle there, getting a little bit of rain, and looks like Alabama is getting rained out as well, where that nice warm temperature was. So really interesting, and hopefully that'll go up north and not bother too many people. It looks like a little bit of rain in Philadelphia and New York, foggy. Boston is in the clear. Well, it's foggy there, but they do have a little bit of rain south of Boston. It looks pretty dry out here in Halifax, and Nova Scotia, with the exception of a little bit right there. Maybe some fog happening, and of course we see out here in I'll get it, Newfoundland, definitely not bad. Looking at the top end of Labrador, we see some ice rain in there, as well as that yucky rain. Okay, sliding down Central America, not bad. I see. Yeah, hey, Irish Monk, you can take a side trip, and Sue Hayes, the thermos of yak milk and cinnamon. Oh boy, yak milk and cinnamon. I didn't know that was good for you. Anyway, looking at what we're seeing here, that low, I don't know, there's that other low right around here. We'll see if that develops into anything in the future. And looking at what we see here in northern portions of Colombia, or northwest, they're getting a bunch of rain, and then same thing with the eastern portions of Venezuela and French Guiana. Those guys, everybody's getting rain over there. The Amazon, of course, and that's what we see there. And looks like there is a bunch of bad weather in Argentina. Buenos Aires, I'm not seeing any rain, and no rain in Uruguay, and no rain in the Paraguay area either, but there, I don't know. Hopefully that's not raining where you are, Irish Monk. And looking at the coastal areas, and bottom end of Argentina and Chile, definitely getting nailed with some more rain. And looking at what we've got here in New Zealand, there's that rain that's coming up, I guess, right hitting there and going either way. The high is only so good to keep stuff off, but as we see, we've got some rain happening there on the bottom end. Also, southern portions of the North Island of New Zealand is also getting a little bit of rain. And here's that bad stuff. That low sitting there, that's exactly what I figured. It's taking that warm air, mixing it, and of course that creates all kinds of storms and humidity. And that's what we've got going on. Melbourne getting some rain as well. Sliding up a little bit, looking here at Brisbane, very little, if any. And most of the rest of Australia pretty dry, and that's all right for right now. We do see that storm in the Philippine Sea, and of course a high sitting over Indonesia here, and then a bunch of different systems moving around, and that is pretty normal. Here's that other storm. I thought that one low was going to develop. It looks like it's going to, but we'll see what happens in the future here. And going up to Japan real quick, a couple spots where it's raining, but not bad for the most part. We do see that system off the coast though, not good for them. And yep, 4-letter words for that stuff falling in Kamchatka Peninsula. And of course there you can see what's going on in the western portions of southwest portions of Alaska. Getting some bad storms. Looks like a little bit of rain coming into South Africa as well as Madagascar. And of course the rainforest area in the middle of Africa doing its thing. And surprisingly, looking at some rain right in here, and that is Jordan. And I'm surprised that they do have some rain right now. And Cairo also rain. Very, very neat. Going up a little bit, we do see up here in the Ukraine, we've got some rain happening as well. And then looking at what we've got coming for Piggy, no rain for a little while. Sorry, Piggy, if you're listening. And there we go. Sicily looks dry. Same going with Italy and Sardinia. Sorry, a new Irish monkland. And of course, looking here in Portugal and Spain, some rain, but not too bad. We'll take a look up on the north there in a second. Looks like about a half of France has got some rain. A little bit getting over into Germany, but not that bad. Lots of fog though. And let's go up a little bit further. We'll take a look at England in a second. And we see some snow along the coastal areas, and of course in through Sweden, northern parts, also in the northern parts of Finland, down here in the wonderful Stockholm area. We're seeing some rain there. Helsinki is getting rain as well, and all the way over to St. Petersburg. Now let's look at this low. So we got double whammy lows here, one feeding the other one, and of course that is raining like the dickens out in the ocean, and of course that is helping bring all that moisture in and England. So Wales and the western portions of England going all the way up into Scotland, and including North Ireland. We are seeing a bunch of rain there. Ireland itself, not that bad, and right at Irish Monk's house, it doesn't look like it's raining, but I don't think he ordered any. Hey, Hobby Bugs, good to see you, and welcome to the stream. And don't forget to hit the like button, you guys. Anyway, that is kind of what we've got there. Hobby Bugs saying, hey, all, long time, no chat, Fox. Awesome. Thanks for renewing that membership there. That's all cool. and I really do appreciate that wonderful support. Looking at Iceland, maybe Iceland is trying to live up to its name today, and there's a lot of snow happening. Even though it's a little bit warmer on the Reykjanes Peninsula, we are still seeing a lot of moisture in most of those places, and that is not good. Not good. Okay, so that is basically it for our weather around the world. Just the only thing left is to go find the really, really cold spot. And let's see what we can do. And I've already found minus 66 degrees Celsius. So we are liable to have something a little bit colder in the area. And I will find it. I will find it. There's got to be at least a minus 75 in here somewhere. We'll see. We'll see. And no, I'm not seeing anything. I am going to have to live with a minus 66 degrees Celsius, I think. I don't think I'm going to find anything colder than that. How about that high? No, and that is about it. So that'd be right there. If we zoom in, and minus 66. Oh, hang on, I found minus 67. Okay, I'm going with minus 67 degrees Celsius. And oh, Sue Hayes has got a minus 67 degrees Celsius as well. Darn it. I was hoping for something better. I didn't look at the chat here till just now, and I was thinking I'm going to win. But no, I guess it's a tie today. So, Sue, thanks for doing your thing, and it is a tie. So, that is awesome. And that is it for today, and it's a triple tie. Alrighty, and that is. It's cold though. Minus 67 degrees Celsius is still way too cold, and three-way tie. Hey, how did we get three ways if it's me and Sue? All right. Maybe I missed somebody out there somewhere. Who else said minus 67? I got Sue there. I don't see it. Oh, Sharon, no. Okay. Kevin Haynes. Okay. There we go. Kevin Haynes, that's the guy. Well, since Kevin is new, he can be the one that gets the official free trip down there, and of course you have to bring us back a penguin each, okay? And that is it for today's show. Thank you everyone for being here, and I want to say a super big thank you to Irish Monk for his wonderful generosity today. Also not trying to belittle any of the other ones, but thank you very much, Grandma B, for your kind super chat, as well as Barb Dinkle, Storm Chaser, Dutch Weather. Thank you very kindly for that. And then, of course, the two wonderful super chats in Argentinian funds, which is really awesome. I've never seen that before, and 5,000 looks pretty good up there. And that apparently, I was told, works out to about $42. So that is awesome. And also the 10 memberships that were gifted by Irish Monk, as well as one membership gifted by Thor. And we appreciate all of that wonderful support, you guys. And that is a very kind and very wonderful of you, and really well appreciated. And I do thank everyone for that. I see we are very close to hitting that 100 mark. I see it's 99 is the on my screen here, 99 likes. Is there anyone who hasn't hit that like button? Please hit it now and help us out and get over that 100 mark, and that would be pretty awesome. There we go. I got it up there. Vote 100, see 100. Okay, we see 102 now. And that is awesome. Thank you kindly, everyone, for doing that. And now 103? No, still see 102 on my side. I don't know. It's always weird that I see one less than everybody else. That oh, now it says 101. Okay, and now I'm really messed up. Okay, I'm not sure how that works. Somebody else took one back. I guess they didn't like the show anymore. All right, on that friendly note, it is time to wrap it up, and that is all, you guys. Thank you kindly for being here. Thank you kindly for that wonderful support from all of you, and I mean all of you, and that is every one of you that is in here, all part of that wonderful Lava family. And I do appreciate each one of the lavaliers being here as far as a membership as well. That is awesome. And for those who haven't turned on or haven't been able to turn on that stuff, what? Sorry, Dr. Fox, my puffin voted twice. Well, I'm glad that you straightened out your puffin there, Irish monk. That is all right. We do appreciate that, and that's cool. Anyway, that's it for today. So a big thank you to all of you, the whole Lava family, and of course to our wonderful moderators, Arizona Snowman, Piggy, CND Boy, and Gary 24/7 Live. He's at Skies hiding in the background, as well as our other mods like Lucas Snow and Joseph Fields, etc. There's a few others. And on that, I want to say that's it for tonight. Today is Tuesday, of course. Tomorrow, a regular time stream for tomorrow. Be good, everyone. Take care of yourselves. And hey, Joris, I didn't see you earlier. Welcome, and good night to you. And thanks, Thor. Appreciate it. Be good, everyone. Take care, and please, most of all, make sure that you tell your loved ones that you love them tonight, for tomorrow is never promised. I'm your host, DrFox2000, here in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. We'll see everyone tomorrow night. Take care, all, and good night. Oink, oink.